Hey there, it's Misty from Scream Sisters. I got a chance to see Maxxine. I'd like to do a spoiler-free review for you. I think this was probably one of the most, really, forthcoming and wanted films of the trilogy, done by Ty West. I'm a big fan of his. I loved House of the Devil. I loved the previous films in the trilogy, X and Pearl. X being my favorite. Basically, Maxine's doing pretty good in the world and the adult scene, and she's still a badass. Just a basic, review here. Takes place in LA in 1985. And of course, she's successful in the adult film scene, but that's not enough for her. She needs to be a star. I don't want to give a lot away, but I do totally recommend this film, of course. The acting's top notch. Mia Goth, she's really an amazing actress. I think she's so versatile, and she can be like a freaking chameleon at times. She's in one of that class of characters, of character actors at this point, along the lines of some of my favorite actors like Bill Moseley and like Christopher Walken and things like that. I know that's a big deal. But she really looks different in a lot of her movies. I mean, she might not sound different, but she really doesn't get a lot of credit for, I think, for her acting talents, and I'd like to see her get more credit. The soundtrack's amazing. This film definitely had a higher budget than the two previous, and you could really see it in the films. That was one thing that I really did enjoy. The special effects were really good. There was a good amount of gore. I'd say a little bit more than the previous films. There's there's sex in the movie too, so you got that factor too, like you did with X. Not as much as X. I think you can even really enjoy the movie if you haven't seen the two previous. That's one thing that's really powerful about it. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's definitely something that can be done. But it really does have that really, such a great feel to it. The storyline is just, it takes you in one direction and then it takes you in a total different direction. It does use some real life true crime in there. It has such a personal touch to it. I mean, you could definitely see, if you're familiar with Ty West's work, you could definitely see his influence there, and, you could definitely see that, he was working on that film, and the ending's a little confusing, but I think it's something that I might want to see again and maybe understand it a little bit better. I've come up with a new rating system, so I am going to rate films, since I'm kind of a zombie fan. I'm going to rate films with brains. Brains! Sorry. I watched Return of the Living Dead recently because, well, last week was July 3rd, and usually that's the day that everybody watches Return of the Living Dead, so I did too, because I'm a huge fan. But anyway, so I'm going to give this movie a 8 out of 10 brains. And okay, so that was my review of Maxxine. Go check it out. See it in the theaters, because seeing horror movies in the theaters is an awesome thing. I really believe in it. I try and do it as much as I can because, you know, supporting particularly independent horror. I still consider A24 a independent horror company, even though they've become so big. But I still love them. I actually am a member of the AA24 group, which is like kind of like their fan club. But you get some perks. Like I got a free ticket to go see Maxxine. They gave out free tickets for a bunch of movies that I guess it's going to happen with like all their big releases, since I'm fairly new member. But they have a fanzine as well, which is so cool because I haven't seen the word fanzine in years. It's dating me a little bit, but all right. Well, go see some horror. I will come back with, I think that my next video is going to be some underrated horror movies because I know some real obscure ones. So this is Misty signing off, and thank you for watching my video. Keep on liking the videos. Check out my podcast if you can. It's called Scream Sisters. It's on Spotify, and it's on pretty much anywhere you can get your podcast. And there's a Facebook page as well. It's just under Scream Sisters. So, Misty Pendragon signing off. Woohoo!